Yo, what's good with y'all, man? It's for real hoops, and I'm coming at y'all with another video, man. We about to be talking about some hoops, man. If you're new to the channel, stop acting brand new and subscribe and leave a like down below if you end up enjoying this video. And if you ain't brand new, welcome back. You feel me? And like I said, subscribe, bro, because we get litty in this section, bro. Anyways, I was patiently waiting for this NBA season to start, and I was like, damn, yo, there's still some marquee free agents that these teams could pick up, and these players can still make an impact or got something left in the tank to really provide to a team, you feel me? Now, it is up in the air about whether these guys would be maximized on like a contending team or as veterans or leaders on a good rebuilding team, especially specifically with Melo, who's 38 and probably has about like 2 seasons in the NBA, being realistic. Mind you, these are some of the worst defenders we got right now in the league, despite what they've managed to accomplish offensively in their careers. Now, I was going to throw Dwight Howard in this video as well, but honestly, even though Dwight doesn't have a team right now either, I do feel like it would be slightly easier for him to find an NBA team that actually wants him. Just for the simple fact that only did he already show that he can contribute towards a championship team with him winning on the Lakers and being a key rotational piece during a championship run this previous season, showing that he can be a serviceable big man that will be more than willing to rebound and play defense for you on limited minutes. And the Lakers are still an interest of the big man Dwight Howard. Now, I'm not going to lie, the Clippers are looking like a better off team to go to, but there's just too many players in their rotation. Whatever. Anyways, it's not about Dwight Howard. You see who's on the screen. We got Kemba Walker. Now, when they picked up Kemba Walker, not saying that they were expecting him to go back to being the all-star guard he was back in Charlotte, or even the one that he was in Boston. But what they were expecting to get was a quality offensive point guard. Not only help Julius Randle initiate some offense for the Knicks, but also be able to create shots for himself as well. That if cannot at least be a positive for them on the defensive end, that it will be able to balance out with how much of an offensive impact he can make. Already at the time where the Knicks were following a season where they were a top 10 defense and also one of the worst offenses in the league, Kemba and Evan Fournier was supposed to be the icing on the cake that would give them the offensive firepower they needed to be even better in the playoffs for this last season. And not only did the Knicks miss the playoffs this year, it still was one of the worst offensive teams in the league. But Kemba and Evan Fournier did not have that value that the Knicks were hoping for them to have in their roster, which eventually ended up with both of them on the trade block, and specifically with Kemba ending up on the bench for Alec Burks, of all people, to become the starting point guard for the Knicks. As Tom Thibodeau began to bench him once Kemba was dealing with problems in his knee and just the defensive liability he was in the rotation. And despite Kemba being one of the better ball handlers in the league, he just doesn't have that explosiveness off the dribble as he once did. But I still think that he can be a positive impact on a team that is looking for some spark plug offense off the bench and another shot creator. And some teams I had in mind, which Kemba already expressed being open-minded to come back to, which is Charlotte. Right now, the backup point guard for Charlotte is Dennis Smith Jr., and in my honest, humble opinion, I believe Kemba Walker is definitely a better offensive option at this point in his career. And outside of LaMelo, Terry Rozier, and even Gordon Hayward, who's constantly in and out of the lineup due to injuries, and if you're really banking on the potential of James Bouknight, who could potentially become a very versatile scorer for them, there aren't many shot creators when you look down the roster of this team, and I think Kemba can definitely provide that coming off the bench for them, if Michael Jordan just so happened to be considering bringing him back. And Dallas, being that Dallas can use another shot creator in their system besides Luka and Dinwiddie, and I do think that he'll be able to provide some floor spacing. And the other team I had in mind was Minnesota. Now, with Minnesota, I also believe he'll be pretty solid in that roster as well, just for the simple fact that they are another team who is slacking at that backup point guard position. Now, with Minnesota, they do have Jalen Noel and Jordan McLaughlin, but not only are those two still developing young players in the league, Jordan McLaughlin is the best playmaking option, being a small guard who is more of a pass-first player, and Jalen Noel being a young potential prospect who has the highest upside overall on the offensive end and more height and athleticism. But I believe if they want more of an immediate impact now, especially after the Rudy Gobert trade, and lineups with him and D'Lo will be interesting to see. even though D'Lo has made some improvements on the defensive end, but I just don't see any improvements being made from Kemba on the defensive end. If anything, he's gotten even better at playing off the ball, allowing other ball handlers to initiate the offense and create shots for him at times. And there's just the off chance that D'Lo might get hurt at some point in the season since he's so injury prone. So Kemba could be a calm replacement if need be. That being said, on to our next player that has transitioned into that role, Carmelo Anthony. Now, we've seen when he was in Portland, he was completely accepting of the role player Portland needed him to be, and you know, his play and the fact that he got another contract was a result of that. Now, right now, yeah, it's looking a little questionable for what teams are really interested with in Carmelo, being that he's 38 years old, another one who's a negative on the defensive end and has been for his whole career basically. And honestly, the whole thing with Melo going into even with his seasons with Houston and OKC was really him coming to terms with accepting his role. Long story short, I do believe that Melo can still be a potential shot creator and offensive spark plug off the bench for a team as well in the league. And the fact that he doesn't have a home is crazy to me because he had such a great start to last season. Now, obviously, again, I can acknowledge the man is 38 years old. And he might not be able to move as well as he once did. That's both on offense and defense. But like I said, Melo's gotten a lot more accustomed to getting fewer touches and playing without the ball, being more of a catch and shoot player and being a shot creator within the system when needed to. But he's not bringing up the ball for you, initiating any plays for himself as much as he used to. And he's definitely not as strong as he used to or durable as he used to. So, I mean, I still believe that Melo can come off the bench as a stretch four for a team. I think a team in like Cleveland would be pretty solid for him, being that they have defenders that would be able to hide him on the defensive end. And they could just use some more floor spacing, being that two of their big men aren't competent shooters like that yet. And I also believe that he can have a suitable place on the Milwaukee Bucks if he's really trying to ring chase. And even Dallas, if he's really trying to have, like, you know, like a goodbye tour. You feel me? It would be really nice to see Carmelo competing on a good team, actually going for a championship and actually winning one before he retires. And I feel like Denver, not only is there nostalgia in that, but they're actually a good team right now to compete in the NBA playoffs coming out of the West. I know the spacing isn't as much of an issue for Denver. I do feel like Melo playing alongside Jokic will have a lot of open shots created for him. And I definitely feel that they would have Melo in some actions off the ball to get him some wide open catch and shoot opportunities from the perimeter, especially in scenarios where Jokic is doubled. With him being one of the better passers in the league, I do believe that Melo will be able to thrive in an off-ball situation here, because all it takes is for Jokic to draw another defender, and I do think that would get Melo some easy cuts to the basket or some good looks from beyond the arc. And being that MPJ should be healthy going into this next season, in a hypothetical scenario where he deals with any back injuries or just health problems in general going into next season, I do believe that Melo can be a suitable injury replacement if need be. He provides a similar level of floor spacing and also gives that slight shot creation if you need. And obviously he would be lacking in the defensive rebounding and size that MPJ gives them in their lineups. But they're both pretty inconsistent on the defensive end, so they won't miss them too much there. And I'm not vouching for Melo or even Kemba to have a starting spot on any of these teams. In said hypothetical, if MPJ was to go out, I do believe KCP or Bruce Brown would be a better option at that 3 spot, just for the simple fact that they provide more defense despite lacking the size. But again, Melo and Kemba both are getting older. I do believe that their days as being a consistent starter in the NBA are coming close to an end. So that'd be a cool team for him to, you know, at least retire on if he at least plans on staying for the next 1 to 2 years in the league. And Milwaukee, I mean, they can always use the floor spacing playing around Giannis. Giannis can play anywhere from like the 3 to the 5 position. So again, he won't provide much on the defensive end, as that is what makes Milwaukee great. But I do believe if you have 2 to 3 great defenders around Melo in a lineup, that you'll be able to hide him on another team's shooter or like a non-ball handler. And Melo will be able to fit within the offense. And he's been shooting above league average from 3 for the past 3 seasons. If he can continue that, I do think that he should be a pretty positive offensive piece for even a championship roster if needed. He's never been known to be the most vocal, so I'm not sitting up here saying that he'll be a Draymond Green to a team that is young or just looking to begin to compete. But at the same time, that's all I got in this video, bro. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below if you think that I said a team that you disagree with, or a team that you would like to see them go to, or do you think that their days in the NBA is done, man? I mean, you know, some conflicting opinions could be saying that they should retire next season. But with that being said, I'll holla at you on the next one, man. Y'all be easy.